These are some of the best pool table drills you will know. First one, it learns or teaches you the cuts. So the rule is you have a ball in hand and you basically go one, two, three. So I'll just give you an example, and then you can take an extra ball, like let's say in this case it's six, so you can do eight, 10, whatnot, right? But it's always the L shape. So when you're doing this, make sure you always kind of apply some left or right spin if needed, and then you go on to the next ball and then the next, okay? And then the opposite side, it's exactly the same. I would start, let's say, with the four, eight, and then the five ball. That's pretty much that. This one is also good for cutting and learning the cue ball control, okay? If you're a beginner, start with like, I don't know, four balls or three balls, whatnot, and then you start, let's say, wherever you want. You have a ball in hand, you can play whatever you want. In this case, I just picked here the nine ball because it's going to be easier for me to clear the four ball next, because that opens up the slot for the three ball and the eight ball. Okay, does that make sense? So that's what it teaches you, basically how to do these cuts and also prepare yourself for the next shot. Do this also many times and you'll be good to go. Now up until the next one. Okay, this one can, number three, this one can teach you also a lot of stuff. Pick as many balls that you can actually do it in one drill or one session. Let's say, you do three balls or whatnot. The point here is that you make the ball, again, ball in hand, and then the cue ball should land yourself for the next shot, okay? Or you can also use this drill to do a backdraw or backspins, like in this case. So it's a very good one. I do this almost two, three times a week because it's really good. Now this one, similar to the last one, okay? But what you can do in this one is you're learning yourself about the stop shots, okay? Now you see where the balls are, right? They're in the middle. You can do this from, let's say, any of the diamonds, but set them up like this. And this really will teach you how to do the stop shots, okay? For example, see the ball did not move. Now I'll show you when there is just a little bit off where, the ball is kind of stopped, but not really, okay? So this is the reason why you do this drill, to learn yourself at the distance and the pool table you're on, depending on the speed, that it teaches you what to do next, okay? So again, do this about 10 times and you'll be good. This drill, you can play it with your friend or by yourself. Put stripes on one end of the table and solids on the opposite and the eight ball in the middle. You start off with a ball in hand, put however you want the balls, easier or whatnot. You might want to start with less balls, but then, this is going to teach you how to run a table, okay, on an easier way, meaning that the balls are not touching and whatnot. So here I pick, let's say, a combo, and then I have another combo here. That's what I envision to see, because then two ball goes in and then the five ball stays there, and I can come back for the four ball and so on and so on, okay, for an example. So, and when you're doing this, well, let's say with the partner, it's a good for the Scotch doubles because it teaches both of you the same thing, how to think, to make the next shot and where to position the cue ball, okay? So hopefully that helps for that one. I call this drill no mistake. There's a lot of balls. You put two balls right next to the pocket, okay, all around the pool table. The eight ball is in the middle, and then the two balls are also there, okay? You take the cue ball, it's ball in hand, first time only, okay? And the drill is here that you have to make every single ball without any problem. So, yes, you see, you're making two balls like that, but you know what? Sometimes when you overplay it, like I did it right here, you see where the six ball is moving. So, you have to think about your next shot and next shot and next shot. And that's why you start with all of these two balls. Okay. So, really good drill to learn everything. This one, for the beginners, just take two balls, roll them wherever you want on a table. I just did this for the video, so that way you can see what it's actually doing. You have a ball in hand, and this will also teach you how to break and run or run the table over the time. So you start first with two balls. Okay, you do this like, super easy, and like I'm doing it here, six ball, and then you progress on to the three balls, like this one. So you take three balls, okay, and then you're doing exactly the same thing. Like I said, you can put them also manually, but the part here is that it will teach you how to think for the next shot. For example, I could have taken a six and a one, and then what is this, two? I did the opposite, okay? I did this one middle because it's much easier for me to play it this way than any other way. So hopefully this drill in itself helps you a lot with running the table, okay? Let's go on to the next one. This is a little bit more advanced because it involves what? The eight ball. And it's not just rolled, it's in the middle. So not only do you need to think how you're going to play these balls, for example, whether I'm going to take the one or five or a three, but how am I going to land for the eight ball at the end? That's the question. Okay. So in this case, I took personally a three ball because it's more on the outside and it gives me more cue ball control for the five ball, and then also gives me also that edge, or actually more of a cut for the one ball. That way I can get on to the eight ball next. So like I said, in this is actually one of my favorite ones, where you take three, four balls and then roll them and just practice this drill is something you should do. I would at least advise once or twice a week. That's it.